lighten up and have a little fun. e.l.f. makes lots of different eyeliners. You can find liquid ones, which is what I'm going to be using today, with a wonderful spongy tip on the inside of it. It also has a nice point, and that point helps you really define that inner corner. Then they also make, and this is what I use a lot on my brides, they also make the waterproof eyeliner pen. This is wonderful. It comes in a nice pretty brown shade, so it's very soft. It also comes in black. Then they also have just your regular crayon type eyeliners. When you're using the felt tip liners, you're going to want to think, start in the center. We're going to make it heavier on the outside, and then much thinner on the inside corner. So going a little heavier on the outside corner. And I'm not going to do a wing yet. I will in just a few minutes, but I just kind of want to show you where I'm placing this. And notice how I'm sort of patting. If you have a tendency to blink, this patting motion works really well. And I'm actually taking it all the way down into the inner corner of the eye. So that's pretty intense. Okay, now to do a wing, and you know, a lot of times people really don't even need this, but it is kind of fun when you're doing more of a fashion makeup look. You want to use the under eye area here as sort of the guide as you're going up. Okay, here we go. We're using that under eye area as a guide to make that wing. Okay, and then you can come in and add a little more to that outside corner and then just fill it in. And I'm just making it a little more intense, just for fun. And then I just try to make them as even as possible. Notice the really pretty depth of the black, and it's not that super shiny black, it's a nice matte black. I also like to go back in with my shadows and soften that down a little bit. I go in with a slanted small smudge brush from e.l.f. and I go back in with the mattes to finish it out, and I go in with that dark charcoal is what I'm going to use today. You can also use a little bit of the brown. And again, I'm just kind of softening, and you notice I just got a little bit of fallout there. And I will brush that away in just a minute. I'm not going to use my finger on that or it will stay in place. We do not want that at all. We can also go underneath with our shadows, and this will give the softer look. Now, I am going over that highlighter that I showed you earlier. If I was just doing it with the darker shadow, I would not have put a highlighter there first on that outside corner. I would put it on that inside corner. I just think it looks really pretty. But this gives a nice soft liner all the way across. You can do it halfway across. It just really depends. There's no rule of thumb. It just really depends on what you like. So up next, we're going to be working with our mascara. I just love mascara. And you know, for me, my lashes are so blonde that without mascara, they don't even look like they're there. But they're super, super long and super curly, which is crazy. So mascara is the ticket for me. I will say, if you are needing to curl your lashes, and you know, lots of people do, you will want to actually curl your lashes before you put any mascara on at all. Because sometimes if your lashes are wet and you try to curl them then, and you take that away from your lashes, you can actually pull out some of your lashes with them. Using a lash curler, you're going to place your lashes inside. I usually look up a little bit to kind of make sure that they're in there, and then I squeeze that on there. Using our mascara, pretty simple. You're just going to coat your lashes. Okay, I'm using the volume pumping mascara. So we want to pump up that volume. I usually try to look down in a mirror. That helps me not get too much on the upper part of my lid here. It drives me crazy when that happens. I do try to go the upper portion of the lash and the lower. I go pretty heavy on that outside corner, and I do try to pull those lashes out and away from the inside corner because I want that. I love that almost like butterfly effect on lashes. Okay, so I'm going to go back, I'm going to do the other side, and I'll come back after I have 3 coats on, okay? I cannot believe I just did that. Okay, so I'm back after 3 coats, and yes, I did get a little boo-boo. Never fear, we're going to take care of it. I like to go back in, either with a Q-tip after it's a little bit dry, and then just very lightly roll, depending on how bad it is, or you can go back into your shadow palette, okay? Take a little bit of the light, and then I'll go in with a little of the shimmer, and we'll go right over it. So I just kind of wanted to show you how I sort of fix that. But you can tell it just kind of covers right over it. Sometimes I actually even like this better because it places a little more pump up color there. I actually think I got a little bit right out here too. Yeah. And then back in with a little bit more shimmer.